to recreate my image and groom. Let's commit on this last day of conference to stand together as one in 2014.
Please welcome to the stage your ISpa Chairman-elect, Michael Tompkins.
I know what you're all thinking, ISpa. How crazy of him to come out here on main stage and declare himself born Spa. Gene Kolb is probably somewhere in the audience saying, hey, isn't that a Kohler towel? I purchased this about 5 or more years ago in the ISpa Live and Silent auction. And it still looks like brand new. That's a quality product right there. Oh, anyway, I happen to be a huge New England Patriots fan. But any NFL game is just fine for me. This year, the Patriots added a new player to our team, Tompkins, and it's taken my love of football to a whole new level. The only problem with it is that he spells his Tompkins with an H, and I don't. Amalgamate, ISpa. Don't you love that word? Its definition means to merge into a single body and solidify. I think my success has come from my ability to blend both my personal and my professional lives. I began my career as a registered nurse in an attempt to work in a place that was clean and healthy. But I left nursing after becoming disillusioned with our healthcare system, and luckily, I ended up in spa. I view my job as spa CEO and registered nurse in exactly the same way, and that's taking care of people. I began my spa career with Canyon Ranch, and little did I know at the time that I was working with a dream team. Simon Markser, now spa director at Miraval, Karen Watson, now spa director at the Essex House, Ben Campsey, now finance director at the Umstead, Chris Bird, now general manager at Miamo, Christine Huffman, general manager and corporate director of programs at Travasa, Michelle Adams, spa director at the Woodstock Inn, and Leah Rowland, spa director for the Four Seasons. I also had the opportunity to learn lessons from those I worked for, like past ISpa board member Di Trieste and past chairman Gail Brady. We learned from mentors. Here, we met Mary Tabaki from Cornell University, and she gave me my first intern, Mia Caricos, who is now Chief Brand Officer with Spa Finder Wellness. My first meeting over lunch to discuss wellness happened here in 2001 with last year's Spa Visionary Award winner, Susie Ellis. We also had the good fortune of meeting ISpa founding member Bernie Bird, who told me early on in my career that he was intrigued with my ideas. I moved on to Turning Stone and brought with me Karen Watson, and together with past ISpa chair James Segerberg, we created Skana Spa. It was a highlight in my career, and more mentors were added, like Mary Tabaki, asking if I would help her found the New York State Spa Promotional Alliance. And in 2004, we held our first symposium where I met this year's ISpa dedicated contributor, Mary Bemis. And this ISpa is my heart. These are the two who welcome me home from my many travels and who keep my life in balance. My partner of nearly 15 years, John, and our dog, Olive. From Turning Stone, I moved on to Miraval Resort and added a new dream team. I've known and worked with Simon Markser, my spa director now, for more than 15 years. In many ways, he's like a younger brother. Simon has the gift of being able to create spa culture, and for that, I'll be forever grateful. His assistant director, Bill Butler, completes our trifecta. It was here at Mirabal that the three of us, along with Barry McCaffrey, got to work with past ISpa Visionary Award recipient, interior designer Clodagh, and we created the Mirabal Life and Balance Spa with Clarence. But my biggest mentors, since beginning my job at Mirabal, have been the board members of ISpa and the ISpa staff. I remember my first conference in 2002 when I sat in the back of the room back there and thought, who are these people? I then applied for the ISpa board and I didn't make it, just like the first time I took my nursing boards and failed. But if it's one thing I know as CEO, it's been that I've gotten here through my ability to never give up. The one person that I've been blessed to work with side by side and for as vice chair on the ISpa board is Ella Stimson, who clearly embodies the mindset of never giving up. I'd like to take a moment to honor Ella and ask her to join me on stage in thanks for her dedicated service to our association. Ladies and gentlemen, your ISpa chairman, Ella Stimson. So many of you have brought me to this point today, and our theme, Grow, could not be more fitting. From my interactions with all of you, I've begun now to write books, both with Mirabal and on my own. It was at last year's ISpa conference that I stood backstage and met Louis Schwartzberg and Deborah Lippman. Deborah preceded me on stage singing Amazing Grace, and I introduced Louis and his films as part of the Mind, Body, Spirit sessions. A lot has happened since last year, but it was because of my attending conference and taking the initiative to make things happen that Mirabal has just completed a book with Louis Schwartzberg to be released next fall by Hay House Publishing. Earlier this month, Mirabal and Deborah Lippman announced the first ever Deborah Lippman Salon at Mirabal. I encourage you to do the same thing with the connections that you've met. Growth for Mirabal continues as well, from what I've learned from all of you. Our new East Coast location, Mirabal at Nanrara, will open in 2015, and it's in 2015, I'm sorry. My vision for ISpa in the coming year is to challenge ourselves to think differently, to be creative, to embrace change, and collaborate so that we can grow. And so, as the son of a retired New York State Trooper, I know that he would be proud of me, closing with the words of famed Officer Serpico. If you want to know who I am, quite honestly, I'm a human being. And I take that responsibility quite seriously. I believe we were all put on this earth to make it a better place. Because ISpa, I am an amalgamate of you. And I'm honored to be considered your 2014 chair. Thank you.